From towering glaciers to vibrant coral reefs, our planet is adorned with breathtaking natural wonders. But a shadow hangs over these magnificent landscapes. The relentless march of human progress, coupled with the devastating effects of climate change, has placed these treasures in jeopardy. On this channel, Nature's Inspiration, we explore the awe-inspiring beauty of our world, but also confront the stark reality that these wonders may vanish within our lifetime. Join us as we journey to 7 such places, each facing its own unique battle for survival. Here in the pristine wilderness of Patagonia, we find one of the most breathtaking landscapes on Earth. This region, known for its rugged beauty and untamed nature, is home to some of the world's most impressive glaciers. Colossal glaciers carve their way through towering peaks, creating a dramatic and awe-inspiring scene. These glaciers, with their immense size and power, have shaped the landscape over thousands of years. These frozen rivers, sculpted over millennia, are a testament to the raw power and beauty of nature. They move slowly but inexorably, grinding down mountains and carving out valleys, leaving behind a record of Earth's climatic history. Yet even in this remote corner of the world, a crisis is unfolding. The glaciers of Patagonia, once thought to be eternal, are now in rapid retreat. This change is not just a local issue, but a global one, reflecting broader environmental shifts. The Patagonian glaciers are melting at an alarming rate. Victims of the accelerating pace of climate change. Their meltwater contributes to rising sea levels, which poses a threat to coastal communities around the world. The water from these glaciers eventually makes its way to the oceans, adding to the volume and exacerbating the problem of sea level rise. The loss of these glaciers is not just a visual tragedy, it represents a profound environmental shift. The disappearance of glaciers means the loss of a critical freshwater resource which many ecosystems and human communities depend on. It disrupts entire ecosystems, impacting wildlife and water resources for millions. Animals that rely on the cold, glacial waters for their habitat are finding it increasingly difficult to survive. Additionally, local communities that depend on glacial meltwater for drinking and agriculture are facing severe shortages. Scientists are working tirelessly to study these changes and predict future impacts. Their research is crucial in understanding how quickly these glaciers are disappearing and what can be done to mitigate the effects. Around the world, there is a growing movement to address climate change and protect these vital natural resources. From grassroots activism to international policy, efforts are being made to slow the rate of global warming and preserve the glaciers that remain. While the situation is dire, there is still hope. By taking action now, we can help ensure that the glaciers of Patagonia and those around the world continue to inspire and sustain future generations. Beneath the waves of the tropics lies a world of vibrant color and teeming life. Coral reefs with their intricate structures and vibrant hues are among the most diverse ecosystems on the planet. These underwater gardens are not just beautiful, they are vital to the health of our oceans. They provide shelter, food and breeding grounds for countless marine species, from the tiniest shrimp to the largest fish. The reefs are bustling with activity, a testament to the delicate balance of life that has evolved over millions of years. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are home to a dazzling array of marine creatures. Fish of every shape and color dart among the corals, while sea turtles glide gracefully overhead. The reefs are also a haven for invertebrates like starfish, sea urchins, and octopuses. This incredible biodiversity is not just a feast for the eyes, it plays a crucial role in maintaining the health of our oceans. The complex relationships between the species that inhabit the reefs help to keep the ecosystem in balance, ensuring that the ocean remains a vibrant and productive environment. But this underwater paradise is facing a grave threat. Human activities are putting immense pressure on coral reefs, pushing them to the brink of collapse. Climate change, pollution and overfishing are just a few of the factors that are contributing to the decline of these vital ecosystems. The rising temperatures of our oceans are causing corals to bleach and die, while pollution from agricultural runoff and plastic waste is suffocating marine life. Destructive fishing practices such as blast fishing and bottom trawling are also wreaking havoc on the delicate structures of the reefs. Warming ocean temperatures, pollution and destructive fishing practices have led to widespread coral bleaching. When water temperatures rise, corals become stressed and expel the symbiotic algae that live within their tissues. These algae, known as zooxanthellae, provide the corals with food through photosynthesis and give them their vibrant colors. Without the algae, the corals turn white, and if the stress continues, they eventually die. This process, known as coral bleaching, has become increasingly common in recent years, with devastating effects on coral reefs around the world. The Great Barrier Reef, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the largest living structure on Earth, has already lost over half of its coral cover in recent decades. This iconic reef, which stretches for over 2,300 kilometers along the coast of Australia, is home to an astonishing variety of marine life. But the impacts of climate change and human activity are taking a heavy toll. Mass bleaching events, driven by rising sea temperatures, have caused widespread coral death, while pollution and coastal development are further degrading the reef's health. The loss of coral cover is not just a tragedy for the reef itself, it has far-reaching consequences for the entire marine ecosystem and the millions of people who depend on it for their livelihoods. As the water warms, corals expel the symbiotic algae that give them their color and life. This expulsion is a desperate measure taken by the corals to survive the stress caused by higher temperatures. However, without the algae, the corals lose their primary source of food and their vibrant colors. If the water temperatures do not return to normal quickly enough, the corals will starve and die. This process not only affects the corals themselves, but also the myriad of marine species that rely on the reefs for shelter and sustenance. The loss of coral reefs would be a catastrophic blow to marine biodiversity and the health of our oceans. What remains is a ghostly white skeleton, a stark reminder of the delicate balance that sustains these underwater cities. The bleached corals stand as silent witnesses to the damage that human activities are inflicting on our planet, but there is still hope. Efforts are being made around the world to protect and restore coral reefs. Marine protected areas, sustainable fishing practices, and initiatives to reduce carbon emissions are all steps in the right direction. By taking action now, we can help to ensure that future generations will be able to experience the wonder and beauty of coral reefs. The fate of these incredible ecosystems is in our hands. The Amazon rainforest, a vast expanse of emerald green, is often referred to as the lungs of the earth. This immense forest spans over 5.5 million square kilometers, covering 9 countries in South America. It is the Earth's largest tropical rainforest and a biodiversity hotspot, teeming with life. The Amazon is home to an estimated 10% of the world's known species, including countless plants, animals, and insects that are found nowhere else on the planet. This incredible diversity includes iconic species such as jaguars, sloths, and pink river dolphins, as well as thousands of lesser-known but equally important organisms. The forest's dense canopy and rich undergrowth provide a habitat for these species, creating a complex and interdependent ecosystem. But this vital ecosystem is under siege. Driven by agricultural expansion, logging, and mining, deforestation is tearing through the Amazon at an alarming rate. Large swathes of forest are being cleared to make way for cattle ranching, soy plantations, and other forms of industrial agriculture. Logging operations, both legal and illegal, are extracting valuable timber, while mining activities are scarring the landscape and polluting rivers with toxic chemicals. The relentless drive for economic gain is pushing the Amazon to a tipping point. Deforestation is tearing through the Amazon at an alarming rate. Every minute, an area the size of several football fields is lost. The consequences are dire. The loss of trees not only reduces the forest's capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, but also disrupts local weather patterns and water cycles. Every minute, an area the size of several football fields is lost. The consequences are dire. The Amazon plays a crucial role in regulating global climate, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide. Its destruction not only releases this carbon back into the atmosphere, but also threatens countless species with extinction. The Amazon plays a crucial role in regulating global climate, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide. The forest acts as a giant carbon sink, helping to mitigate the effects of climate change by storing carbon that would otherwise contribute to global warming. Absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide, the Amazon helps to stabilize the Earth's climate. However, as deforestation continues, this balance is being disrupted. The release of stored carbon from burning and decaying trees is accelerating climate change, creating a feedback loop that threatens to make the situation even worse. Its destruction not only releases this carbon back into the atmosphere, but also threatens countless species with extinction. Many of the Amazon's unique species are already endangered, and the loss of their habitat is pushing them closer to the brink, but also threatens countless species with extinction. The Amazon's rich biodiversity is at risk, and with it, the ecological balance that supports life in this extraordinary forest. The fate of the Amazon is intertwined with the health of our planet, and its preservation is crucial for future generations. Chapter 4. A sea turned to dust. Once the fourth largest lake in the world, the Aral Sea stands as a stark example of human-induced environmental disaster. Located in Central Asia, the Aral Sea has shrunk dramatically over the past few decades. The cause? Diversion of water from the rivers that feed it, primarily for irrigation purposes. As the water level plummeted, the salinity of the remaining water skyrocketed, decimating fish populations and destroying the livelihoods of local communities. The once thriving fishing industry collapsed, leaving behind ghost towns and a landscape scarred by salt flats and abandoned ships. Chapter 5. Mountains under pressure. The Himalayas, the highest mountain range on Earth, are often called the roof of the world. These majestic peaks crowned with snow and ice are a source of awe and inspiration, but even these giants are feeling the heat of climate change. Glaciers are retreating at an unprecedented rate, threatening the water supply for millions of people downstream. Melting ice creates unstable glacial lakes, prone to catastrophic outburst floods. As temperatures rise, the delicate balance of this fragile ecosystem is disrupted, putting both human and animal life at risk. Chapter 6. The Rising Tide. Across the globe, coastal communities are facing the encroaching threat of rising sea levels. As global temperatures rise, glaciers and ice sheets melt, adding more water to the oceans. This, combined with the thermal expansion of water as it warms, is causing sea levels to rise at an accelerating pace. Low-lying islands and coastal cities are particularly vulnerable. Erosion eats away at shorelines, homes are lost to the sea, and saltwater intrusion threatens freshwater supplies. From the Maldives to Miami, the rising tide is a stark reminder of the far-reaching consequences of climate change. Chapter 7. The expanding deserts. Deserts, often perceived as barren wastelands, are in fact delicate ecosystems teeming with life uniquely adapted to harsh conditions. But these arid landscapes are facing a growing threat to desertification, driven by a combination of factors including climate change, overgrazing, and deforestation. Desertification is the process by which fertile land degrades and loses its productivity. As vegetation disappears, soil is left vulnerable to erosion by wind and water. The Sahara Desert, already the largest hot desert in the world, is expanding southward, encroaching on once fertile land and displacing communities. Outro, a call to action. As we've seen, the Earth's natural wonders are facing unprecedented threats. From melting glaciers to dying coral reefs, the consequences of inaction are dire, but there is still hope. By raising awareness, reducing our environmental footprint, and supporting conservation efforts, we can make a difference. Let's protect these wonders for future generations.